Welcome friends to my channel. To like, share and subscribe. Today's topic is the Indian subcontinent. This is the Indian subcontinent in Asia, also referred to as South Asia, a land separated from the rest of continent by various mountain ranges. It consists of many rivers and various relief features. The subcontinent was home to the oldest permanent settlement of humans out of Africa. The unique climate and relief features of the region allowed for human civilization to grow and prosper. The Indus Valley Civilization of India was the most populous and arguably the oldest civilization to have ever existed. When the entire world was using animal skin as clothes, Indians, the people of this region, were wearing cotton clothes. India has contributed a lot to the world, such as our number system, algebra, trigonometry, calculus, Pythagoras theorem, rulers, scales, Ayurveda, cataract surgery, yoga, ink, martial arts, shampoo, cotton clothes, art of navigations, button, world's first university in Takshila, Earth's orbit in 700 BC, which remained unchallenged until the modern value. The list is endless and would take many long hours to cover it all. Sanskrit, the linguistically perfect language, along with Tamil, is one of the oldest languages, and both are still practiced in India, even after the collapse of Indus Valley Civilization of Bronze Age. The subcontinent remained the richest place on earth for next 3,000 years.
We owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. Albert Einstein.
India gave rise to Hinduism, the oldest religion of the world. Buddhism, which spread east rapidly and reached as far as Japan, also originated in India. The ancient Chinese and ancient Japanese name for India, Tianzhu and Tenjiku, respectively translate to center of heaven. This is because of the religious significance of India and its immense wealth and prosperity. Christianity and Islam had a head start in India before they spread to Europe and Middle East, respectively, via conquest. In fact, Indian Hindu kings gave refuge to Prophet Muhammad's family when they were being hounded by the Caliphate to be put to death. Zoroastrians from Iran, after being persecuted by the Arab Muslim rulers in 8th century, took refuge in India. One of the 10 lost tribes of Israel made the subcontinent their home after being exiled from their homeland. When Europe was going through its dark ages, India and her eastern cultural allies were prospering. From 1100s, the subcontinent was invaded many times from its western border, which led to the establishment of Delhi Sultanate and eventually Mughal Empire. Despite the invasions and the destructions they brought to the Indian subcontinent, the region remained the richest place on earth for nearly 500 years till the dawn of the 17th century. It is worth mentioning that India was never invaded from her eastern borders. Invasions always came from the west. 17th century French traveler Jean-Baptiste Tavernier spent many years in India and quoted, "It would not go without notice that gold and silver from every quarter of the globe comes at length to be absorbed in India." This geographic region has influenced and shaped our modern world in a million ways, but this is swept under the rug because of the prejudice many hold against the inhabitants and because of the superiority complex they have the inferiority complex they imposed on others. The desire of European powers to ensure a continuous flow of Indian goods and Chinese items eventually led to the discovery of New World, the Americas, and the colonization of India and China. The cotton from India was as expensive as gold. Highest quality steel of its time was made in the subcontinent. Ships built in India were a luxury in high demand and were used all over the globe. The British demand of Indian goods led to the occupation of India by them. During and after the Industrial Revolution, British ruined the production of the same high quality traditional goods that they imported and used to make a demand for their own cheaply made low quality goods. These times, the 200 years under the British rule, were truly the dark ages of India. After the revolt of 1857, many news outlets in Britain and rest of Europe published articles which put India and Indians in a bad light, creating an anti-India sentiment. Despite many articles being falsely made up by the outlets, the sentiments ran through Europe and remained a trend for nearly 100 years. This can be clearly seen in the quotes of Winston Churchill on the Bengal famines of 1943. Churchill quoted to the deaths of 29 million people in India because of the food diverted to the soldiers and other countries during the World War II as, "I hate Indians. They are beastly people with a beastly religion. The famine was their own fault for bleeding like rabbits." Hitler killed 6 million Jews and received condemnation from all countries. But Winston Churchill killed 29 million Indians and is still the hero of Britain and inspiration to millions. The Indian subcontinent witnessed its decline to start from 1100s, and the Dark Ages began in 1757 since the establishment of British rule in Bengal. Today, the subcontinent remains divided into India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. The mainland subcontinent is divided on the basis of separationism, insecurity, foreign ideologies, and hatred against each other. Today, the subcontinent is home to 1.7 billion people, which is more than the population of entire Africa, Europe, North America, South America combined. This is the second most diverse place on the planet after continental Africa, with over 2,000 ethnic groups, 22 major languages, 13 different scripts, and 720 dialects, along with 7 major religions of the world, which are Hinduism, Sikhism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, and Islam, and over 30 different cuisines to devour upon. Currently, the region is one of the major economic growth engines of the world, along with China, USA, and EU, and is expected to be home to the largest economy of the world by the end of this century.
India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most constructive materials in the history of man are treasured up in India only. Mark Twain.
Thank you and have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe.